Say hello to our first guest of the podcast, Luna.
She is a Scottish fold cat that
has unfolded ears though.
Yeah,
as you can see, they're
ears.
very pointy.
And we've had her since she was 3 months old for how many years now? 15 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's trying to be patient, but we all know that cats are impatient. And
They want to do their own thing. She's like, let me go.
Let me go. Yeah, we're going to just talk a little bit about Luna and our love for cat in this episode of UbeMatcha. I'm Elisha. I'm half Japanese, half Korean. I grew up in Japan and I migrated to US and I represent the matcha side. And
I'm Leah. I love anything ube. Ube is a Filipino purple yam, and I grew up eating it as a Filipino American. And we talk about Asian culture, growing up as Asians or moving to the US as an Asian on this podcast. And today we have an episode. It's a little bit different. It's about cats and how maybe having a cat is different. How you maybe raise a cat, your relationship with a cat is different in Asia versus the US, or how they can be different maybe in an Asian household, and our experiences going to cat cafes and all that fun stuff. But I guess for me, Luna, well, I've known Luna since like she came to, Seattle. So she originally was born in Arkansas. She had a sister, Sola, and Sola passed away, unfortunately, a year ago now. Is it a year ago? 2 years ago. Yeah. So super sad, but they grew up together for a little while, but then they were separated. Sola lived with us.
Yeah, I would take Sola, and my mom wanted to keep Luna because she needed a company. We still live in same city area in Washington State, but they would just live separately together.
Yeah.
And would you say Luna is Asian American? She's Scottish?
Well, I think it's funny because, when you go to the vet, they put her last name as Tarada, so they put it's a Japanese last name, right? Because your last name is Japanese, so I don't know. Is she Japanese then because her last name is Japanese, or she's Scottish because she's a Scottish fold? That is the breed origin, Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe she has an identity crisis.
Yeah. And she has seen many different people coming to our life, into our house and apartments. So she has seen different people, but I guess she did grow up with mostly Asian people.
Yeah. I think something too is your mom talks to her sometimes in Korean. I remember she was randomly talking to her in Korean when she lived with us. So then it makes me wonder, what does Luna understand? Does she understand English, Korean? Oh, she also lives with your mom most of the time. So does she understand Korean? Maybe she answers.
Yes, I spoke to them in Japanese when they were little.
Oh, when they're babies. Too? And then you stopped when they got older.
They're multilingual.
You're like an Asian American parent.
They only know when the food is ready. That's the only thing that they care from the humans.
They don't really care that much about the speech. They just care about if they get food or not.
Yeah. Yeah, because we would train them I think my mom would say mama. That means a food.
Oh.
And then they would be their ears would perk up and then start to pay attention.
Oh, and they want food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently Luna is a patient cat who doesn't mind. I mean, she clearly minds being held, but she's not like the other cats who gets violently trying to scratch you. I had some cats like that where I would hold them.
And they try to scratch you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but were they boys? Because I feel like sometimes it's the male cats that are kind of aggressive, but then they're also very affectionate too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously being Japanese, you may have realized we have a huge affection for cat.
Yeah.
Everything is cat. Oh, she probably wants to go now.
Bye. Bye. She's like, I'm done with my guest appearance. Yeah. She jumped to the ground. I feel like, didn't cats overtake dogs as the most popular pet recently? Yeah.
Especially the indoor cat. I think it used to be more outdoor cats would just walk around in the city, and they would be part of life, eating the mice and bring some benefits. But mostly today, for many reasons, it's indoor cats being the dominant ones.
Is there a cat island in Japan, or is that just a regular island?
There is this abandoned. I think I don't have any historical accuracy, but I think there was this city that's built on top of like water, where I think it must have been back in the post World War II times, that turned into a ruin because nobody lives there. And it's just all just
desolate, abandoned.
Yeah, abandoned. But I guess the cats would just inhabitate.
They just like spread out.
Yeah, they just multiply on their own.
They just took over the island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a different form of cat island, the cat cafe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess where cats live, they, in a way, they're kind of the boss. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it's a weird thing looking through the lens of other cultures that Japan would build a thing of like a space where you can meet cats. It's because Japanese people love cats, but often they cannot have cats in their apartment because of the policies.
Oh, they're very strict about keeping pets.
Strict.
Yeah.
Yeah. So instead of owning cat, you would just go meet the cat
at the cafe. It's like meeting up a friend, but it's like a cat instead at the cafe.
Yeah.
Did cat cafes originate in Japan, or did Japan just popularize them? Because I almost feel like they
popularized
cat cafes.
Cat cafe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the form of it, I think a format of it
must
be
it's
really
a very
unique to
Japanese
Japan.
form. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, well, depending on cat cafe, the smaller scale ones are just like a little room, but typically it's like a bigger space, especially if you go to Tokyo, and there will be like 10 to 20 cats just doing what they want to do, and humans pay their money to go meet cats doing whatever they're doing, and people are not expecting cats to perform in tricks.
Yeah.
We just want to be close to them and just look at them and then just feel healed. In Japanese, there's popular phrase, yasareru.
What does that mean?
It's like I'm mentally like healed from like everyday grind.
Oh, it's like a therapy, like a form of therapy.
Therapeutic might be the direct translation. It's like very therapeutic for Japanese people to just look at cats rolling around.
It's very healing for them. Helps them take their mind off of stress.
Yeah.
And I feel like the cat cafes in Japan can be very like well like designed interior spaces too.
It looks really nice.
Yeah, like they have like nice furniture. You can kind of lounge or study, or you can spend a decent amount of time. Although I think some cat cafes you have to pay by the time you spend there. But I think some of them are more lenient. I think some of them are independently owned, and then some of them are more like chains.
Yeah, they're chains. That's like you can find that one chain, like a Mocha, Cafe Mocha.
Yeah, we went to that one. They have one in Shibuya, and they have one in Shinjuku.
Probably every major city in Tokyo probably has
a Mocha Cafe.
Yeah, Mocha Cafe. Probably more in the corner of Shinjuku, Shibuya area, because I think that's where the audiences are. More likely than the other side of Tokyo now that I think about it. But yeah, that's a very unique format that you've seen it being replicated in US. Like we've been to one in Seattle.
Yeah, I feel like they started opening cat cafes maybe a few years ago. There was one in Seattle that had a similar concept. There was a bunch of cats like in one room. You could get a drink before you went in, and usually you can get drink or food. You can even get, in some places, food to feed the cats. I don't know if you could do that one in Seattle, but I know in Japan you could do that. Yeah. You could even play with them with toys, like get like cat toys and run around. So there was an interactive, I think, part of it too.
And I think it's quite different in Japan because the cafe that you will go to are more like a nice Japan-y, almost like a design, where just the interior of it is like a nice and luxurious. Whereas I think the one in US are more like either it's just like a retail store turned into a cafe with the furnitures, or one that we went in Seattle, just a concrete with the cat tower. but it wasn't
Like a giant cat tower.
giant
in
cat
the
tower,
middle.
but it wasn't like elaborate experience. It was more like you meet the cat, but that's it. It doesn't make you feel like it doesn't make this feeling of therapeuticness.
Yeah.
You're just going to see the cat, but the surrounding experience is not up to par. And I think in the US, a lot of cat cafes would try to promote a cause like adoption, right? Where you can adopt a cat, which is actually a really good cause. Whereas in Japan, I think it's more run as a business.
Oh,
right?
okay. Yeah. Who knows which one is like better?
Yeah.
Yeah. In some way. Yeah. Oh, and yeah. It's more for profit.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah, in a way, because the cats
Yeah.
look really nice in those cat cafes.
Yeah, they look like designer cats,
Yeah.
right? Like they specifically picked those nice like cats that will be attractive and get customers in.
It's
Almost like a maid cafe.
Yeah.
type of
Maid cafe,
situation,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, it's like if you this idol culture or the
Yeah.
maid culture of like, whoa, there's this like a divine or like out of reach,
Like unattainable almost.
thing,
Yeah.
but you can actually meet them.
Yeah.
And then you just you're willing to pay the money to feel
Just be in their
the
presence.
yeah, presence of it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's just part of like a more recent trend of interacting with cats. And I think in the past, for a long time in the history, Japan would incorporate cat as part of their like life, and it would even show up in some of the old paintings of Japan. But maybe more recent ones are like the maneki neko that a lot of foreigners would recognize.
Oh yeah, what is Maneki Neko?
This lucky, the
like
cat
lucky
that
cat?
brings the lucky cat. That may have even come from China, possibly.
Maybe the
Yeah.
origins. I wonder, is it from Shinto or Buddhism? Do we know?
I don't quite know if it was related to any religion, but
I mean, there's a superstition attached to it
There is,
because, you know,
brings customers.
yeah, it brings customers, so it
maneki
brings you
neko.
money, right? Yeah.
Because maneki means like invite.
Yeah.
So cat is like
Oh, the
inviting,
inviting
like come,
cat,
come,
right.
yeah.
Inviting like prosperity in the form of money. Yeah. Yeah.
I think we recently watched this YouTube video of how cat is the front, we call it kanban musume in Japan, where the prettiest youngest lady would stand in front of the store, track the customers
to
in.
get the customers to come in. Yeah.
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the cat version. The cat will be sitting in front of the window, and then people come to see the cat.
Yeah, because I actually want to see the cat.
Yeah.
They'll go into the store. Yeah. Yeah.
It's very much like idols.
Cats are like
Japan,
idols.
yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I guess that's like a good way to put it. Even I feel like the cartoon characters are centered around cats, right? Like Doraemon, right?
Doraemon, yeah, the
that
blue-
purple cat who has no ears.
The blue color cat.
Blue color cat, yeah.
Yeah.
He has no ears.
He had a ear.
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah, what's the
Doraemon
story?
used to be yellow.
Oh.
So he was a yellow cat. You can see Doraemon's sister is a yellow cat.
Okay, I didn't know that.
It's called Dorami.
That's her name.
Because the Emon is like the old traditional, like a Gonzaemon, like old Japanese name.
Yeah.
That's where Doraemon came from. With the dorayaki, right? He eats the dorayaki, right? So it's a guy who eats the dorayaki, Doraemon. And then Dorami. Mi is like a ko in Japanese name where you just attach mi or ko, and that just turns into like a girly
A girl's
sounding
like, name. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he used to be yellow, and one day a mice ate his ear or something.
There's a mouse that ate his ear.
Yeah, and then he freaked out, and then he turned into blue color.
What?
So originally I think he's Scottish fold cat
Okay.
that inspired the author to draw him without the ears. So
The eye has cheeseburgers.
yeah,
Cat. Yeah.
So that's where my affection for I think the
From
Scottish
watching
hair,
watching Doraemon as a
yeah.
kid,
Like,
then
it's really cute,
turned into
yeah.
you wanting a cat when you
Yeah.
got older. Yeah, I feel like it's in a lot of Japanese
There's
cartoons.
and just like Hello Kitty becoming really
Yeah,
popular.
I mean, Hello Kitty's been popular since I was young, like hugely popular.
Yeah.
I used to work at Sanrio where Hello Kitty is like the main character of Sanrio. Sanrio is kind of like the parent umbrella brand. And then there's Hello Kitty underneath, Bats Maru, Karopi, a lot of other characters, but Hello Kitty is like always like the main character, the most popular character, especially with girls and everything.
Yeah, I like Kuromi, what's Kuromi? Is that
Is she a rabbit or bunny? I don't know.
maybe she's a bunny.
Her ears kind of look like, I don't know, like a
devil,
like a devil or like a spade. Is it a spade?
Spade,
like a spade
devil.
with like a circle on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She looks like a dark version of My Melody. My Melody is a bunny. That's why I kind of think she's a bunny.
Maybe it's a bunny.
Yeah.
We even went to the Sanrio Puro land in Japan, which is the Disney World, but with the Sanrio.
But Sanrio characters, right? It's like Mickey Mouse, but it's Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
Right. And they have rides too. More aimed for little kids. It's very like cute. Even the food is super cute.
Oh, yeah.
Like
It tastes
they have
so good too.
curry with like that's shaped like cinnamon. The rice is shaped like cinnamon roll, but the curry sauce is actually like blue or green, so it's like a really funky color. Such cute. The merchandise was super cute, and they had like a lot of really like cool desserts and everything too. And it's a fun day. You can spend like the entire day there. But yeah, I mean that shows how much Japan, right, loves cats. Even Luna's saying she likes to go to
she's
Pure
making
Land.
she's making a big sound right now.
She wants to come back on the camera. No, she doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know where that come from, but I think the main idea of Yao Yorozu no Kami, which is a concept that explains that there's a god in everything. Like
there's like a cat god.
I think it's translating as everything has a spirit, and the cat having a spirit of like a Hello Kitty talking or Doraemon talking.
Yeah.
Right. Is like, we very much believe that cat thing or character has a personality that you can relate to.
Yeah.
As opposed to like maybe Tom and Jerry in US are more like a literal cat acting like a cat.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Whereas in Japan, you are the cat robot Doraemon or the Hello Kitty. I don't know how you explain Hello Kitty, but it's like,
oh yeah, because Hello Kitty, she's not supposed to be a cat. Apparently, you're not supposed to call her a cat. She's supposed to be a girl.
Oh yeah,
a British girl, because I think she's from London.
Yeah, but because she has a cat, a pet cat.
Yeah, she actually has a pet cat named called Charmy Kitty. Yeah, but you're actually not supposed to call her a cat. That's the lore of Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting concept, but I think almost in a way, right? Like it's supposed to be human, but personified as a cat.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
It's like unspoken. I always thought it's weird how Hello Kitty had a pet cat.
Yeah, but then if you think about it, Goofy is a dog, right? And then Pluto, I think, is also a dog. So does that mean Pluto has a pet dog when he's also a dog? So isn't that kind of a weird concept too? And that's not Japanese. That's American cartoon, right?
Although I heard that there is always this like Japanese people getting idea from Hollywood and Hollywood also getting from
maybe
Japan.
they influenced them. Yeah. They influenced each other.
Like how Darth Vader was inspired by samurai.
Oh, okay.
It's he has a sword and the helmet is the samurai. So you don't think about it, but it is influencing each other's work. Even the Hakusai, I think, influenced one of the well-known artists. Oh man, I'm forgetting all the references, but every culture influenced each other, and I think possibly the Disney might have something interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cat is such a star of the show in Japan, undoubtedly.
I feel like there's cats in so many cartoons and shows, and even has its own shows. There are shows that are just about cats.
We watch YouTube video. It's called The Cat is a Liquid. Neko wa ekitai.
Oh, yeah.
Where a cat would try to go into this glass bowl and how they just fit in perfectly.
Oh, yes. This channel about these, is it 3 or 4 cats?
There's like 4 cats.
I think there are 4 cats, yeah. And they all have like food names, or really cute food names, Anmitsu.
Like a katsu, tonkatsu, anmitsu.
Yeah.
Based on the color.
Yeah, they're very well groomed, very nice, like designer looking cats. Yeah. But the owners like to put glass bowls in front of them, and in the video, like you can see them kind of like try to scrunch themselves into the glass bowl, because the glass bowl is obviously smaller than them. So they just squish themselves into the glass bowl. And you can kind of just see them in their like squished form.
And they turn into like a liquid in the glass.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. I forgot about that reference. The cat is liquid.
Yeah, cat is liquid.
They also have some videos where the cats sit on top of like a glass table and you can kind of see their toe beans, which I think is something else that is very unique to Japan. They like to see cat like.
That's how I call it? Toe beans?
Toe beans, yeah. Oh, we call it toe beans.
I learned a new English phrase today.
I think
toe beans.
It's probably more casual, but I know they call them toe beans. Yeah, they're toe beans. But like I know in some cat owners' homes in Japan, they build like elaborate, almost like maze like cat
like pathways,
walkway. But they go higher and higher. They can even walk around the perimeter of the ceiling. And sometimes they make it clear so that when they walk, they can see like their toe beans like walking. And I feel like it's a very Japanese thing, because I don't see any other cultures that have cats do that, where they try to make clear like walkway so they can see like their little toe beans on their paws.
I always thought Japan is weird, but until someone points out, I don't realize how weird.
Oh, how strange it is. I've just never seen that before. I was like, oh, that's very specific or very particular to Japan.
Yeah, we call it nikokyu. And then there's even a toy that you can buy from the gacha, which is like capsule toys, where you can get the different nikokyu, and then you can feel their
toe beans?
Yeah, toe beans. You can press
like
it.
Their paws and their toe beans. I think I might have seen.
It's a weird fascination that Japanese people develop that I don't know where it's coming from, because sometimes Japan go extreme in some ways, developing weird cultural.
Well, I feel like it's very inventive. Some of the things they come up with. They're like, oh yeah, that is kind of cool, but you didn't think about where that might have come from.
It's like suddenly you have a business idea to make a toy out of toe beans.
Their paws and toe beans. Yeah.
That's so weird. What about like in other culture? Like you said that you notice is an interesting thing about Japan. What about in the Philippines? What's the relationship between cat and the people?
I think cats just kind of wander around the Philippines. I mean, I don't think there's like any animal control. Like I just see so many cats. They're very skinny too, so I don't know. Maybe they're not eating too much. Maybe I just haven't seen a fat cat. But
they're fighting for the food with the human too.
I don't know, right. Maybe. But yeah, they're just kind of walking around. Just
Are there
chilling.
indoor cats?
Are they what?
Indoor cats?
No, I think most cats are indoor. Maybe indoor, outdoor. People actually own the cats, or they're just living outdoors. So
interesting.
Yeah, they're just like hanging out. But yeah, we didn't have cats, or my family didn't have cats growing up in the Philippines. My uncles, aunts, and my mom, they had dogs, and they had quite a lot of dogs. So yeah, cats weren't really their thing. I don't really know why.
Is it because dogs are more like useful, like functional?
Oh, maybe.
Useful?
Yeah, maybe they help chase like rodents away or get rid of them. Although I feel like cats do that too.
I wonder how about like fending off from strangers.
Oh, could be. Yeah, they would like bark if maybe strangers came to the door. Yeah, that's true. And my family had livestock. Well, livestock in the sense like they had like chickens, and my grandma raised pigs to sell at the market. So I don't know, maybe dogs fit in better with those types of animals, or that's
true. Dogs are often used along with the livestock.
Yeah, maybe to protect them and everything. I don't know, but yeah, we didn't really own cats. I think cats just roamed around, and that's just what I noticed when I go to the Philippines. Yeah,
I think that's true in many cultures where you would see cats on the street, and they're just part of their city life, protecting their valuable food. Because the rodents, right, would spread disease and also eat into your food. Yeah. And they have become very handy as animal. How about US? US, I think, are in the more modern days, it's mostly just everyone responsibly owning a cat, discouraging cat to just randomly multiply outside.
Yeah, they usually get cats fixed, right? Or it's even normal to fix dogs, right? Because they don't want the population to get out of control. Yeah. They become like a pest.
And the adoption is such a big thing. That's something I noticed here that I did never notice. I don't think I ever witnessed adoption events. in Japan. It's only in US that they put so much emphasis on adopting a cat over getting it from, let's say, a pet shop or
I
breeders.
see. Yeah.
Whereas in
Yeah.
Japan, I'm more used to like either you get it from the breeders or you would go to the pet shop
Yeah.
and get the pet or cat.
Right.
But
Right.
here it's like, no, like get the adoption.
They do encourage, to adopt a cat more or adopt pets in general more, right? It's like fostering a dog or cat until someone can adopt them. If you can't, is also very encouraged.
I think in Japan, the adoption of a cat happens on the street, where you would see the scene so many times in the animation where there's the cardboard box.
Oh yeah,
Right, with the cats, like a little cats, like
the kittens,
and then it says, "Please adopt me" as a sign.
Oh,
And
so
it's-
someone just like leaves the kittens there, and you just like take one, or whatever.
And there's always that cute story of there's a cat on the street, under pouring rain.
Yeah,
The main character would walk by and see the cat, like, oh, like I need to adopt the cat.
yeah, take pity on them.
Take pity on them, and then they just become the best friends ever.
Yeah.
So there's even in that there's a romance.
Yeah.
In the Japanese portraiture of you and cat has a special relationship.
Yeah.
Even animation like a Sailor Moon, the Optimus and Luna would have, they are the familia, right?
Yeah.
To them, guiding them along. They're knowledgeable about how to
they're
guide
like
the main
from another
character.
like world, right? And they wisely give advice to like the Sailor Scouts or whatever. So to kind of like guide them along their journey.
I wonder why that's the case. Because even in Doraemon, that's the case. Doraemon came from the 22nd century to help the main character mature.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because cats seem like they're smart and do whatever they want.
Yeah, where does the wiseness come from? Is it coming from like some Egyptian influence from
I
the
don't
past,
know.
or-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting how different culture treat them differently.
Yeah, it's true, right? In Egyptian history, cats were like revered, right?
Do you think your perception of cat has been influenced by consuming Japanese media? Because you grew up in here,
Yeah.
and your parents didn't adopt cat, so you would have got the idea of like, oh, I like cats from somewhere.
I feel like it's more like I didn't know the depiction of cats could be so cute. I think because Japan like depicts cats like, especially in cartoons, like really round or in very like particular ways, and I'm like, oh, that's super cute. Like, how did they think of drawing it that way? Maybe because of like my artist brain. Like, I just think how they depict cats is really cute. Like, they can find so many different ways to make them like more round and like not exactly like the real thing, but something like very like lovable or like, something that like you're like, so cute. I want like all the things like of it, right? Like, like you just kind of get obsessed with it. So yeah, I think it's just maybe the portrayal.
Because in US, how would the comic portray cats? Or do they ever portray?
Isn't there Catwoman who's like a superhero,
Catwoman,
right?
but that's more like a
Batman's
human.
sidekick. Yeah, but then it's like usually like a cat is like almost like feminine, like kind of like slinky in a way. Like why didn't they call her Batwoman, right? Because it's like
that's true. Why
maybe not
isn't there a
strong.
Batwoman? Maybe that's a weird.
Or there's Batgirl actually.
Batgirl,
Never mind. Yeah, there's a Batgirl, but I guess like so maybe Catwoman is just more supposed to be like a partner of Batman. Batgirl is more the sidekick. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I guess it is that portraiture. In Japan, it's it's like a cute thing that everyone's supposed to love. Even in the comic of like a slice of life type comic, there is a lot of comic about like me and my cat, and the dumb thing my cats do is illustrated as a comic that everyone wants to buy and read.
Yeah.
Because that's how it relates to me and other Japanese people. And like, oh, I want to read more stories about me and cat and how the life is more full and rich. And again, yasareru, therapeutic partner.
Yeah.
And I feel that way in real life too with the Luna and Sola.
Yeah.
I think that presence helps me feel like there's some someone else, something else that's just like, I don't know, doing dumb thing or
Doing
acting
something
cute.
that just makes you like feel like warm inside, or you know, yeah.
And we would talk about them, or we would share the funny thing that they do. That becomes like a connection piece even between humans, because there is the one shared thing that we both love. I can't imagine life if like you hated cat.
Yeah,
Then
I
it would be a
feel like
completely different story.
when you're gone too, and it's just me, if Luna is in here too, it feels very empty. Like it just feels like there's like no one there, no presence. So even if she's around, it just feels like there's someone that's still there. I was thinking about like a misconception I had about cats, like from when I was younger because of media. I think one was from Lady and the Tramp. I don't know if you ever watched that movie.
I
It's a
don't
Disney
know that
movie. There are these two Siamese cats like in the movie that make like an appearance. And they like drinking milk out of a saucer. And like I was like, oh, cats drink milk. So like, and I feel like,
right.
but I don't think cats should actually be drinking milk. That's
They
actually not
shouldn't be,
healthy.
yeah.
But then like I thought, because I was watching the movie, I'm like, oh, you can give milk to cats. So like I thought that was like a normal thing, right? So I feel like some
That's true.
knowledge about how to care for cats has like changed as I got older.
I think even in Japan, cats would be portrayed drinking milk. I think that might be just the old generation idea. And yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, misconception. I think Alice in Wonderland.
Oh yeah, the
depicts-
Cheshire cat.
That purple cat.
Yeah, the striped one.
Yeah, those are like why would they? Like for me, it's a strange.
Oh, you think it's a strange depiction of a cat? Why?
It's like I only have like a weird memory about like why is it purple and striped, because that's supposed to evoke some like weird mysterious.
Oh, because of
right?
like the purple color.
Yeah,
And then
it's,
like
it's not a
kind of, like,
friendly,
weird-
right? It's like this weird,
kind of like odd.
odd thing. I'm trying to think if there are any other. I did love Tom and Jelly, even though the cat is kind of weird.
Yeah, he's like more
it's funny.
mischievous, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like cats like are like that too. Like if you watch a lot of cat videos like online, it's like a cat like knocking something off the table, right? Like slowly inching like a vase or like a cup off the table and knocking it off, you know? So
but it's definitely not cute.
yeah.
Compared to like a Japanese way of drawing, it's not like a cute devil. Is how we describe in Japan, like Kawakuma, cute devil. It's a little cute devil doing bad thing.
Yeah.
But like Tom and Jelly, it's like
Yeah, he's just like
they're out to destroy each other.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any depiction in US that I don't know if I see cat too often other than those animal comedy shows?
Animal comedy shows.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like where do cat even appear? In Hollywood movie or comic? Like I can't easily think of one quickly.
I don't really think that they're like too much of like a main character. Although like I feel like it's more like fantasy shows where cats like are more of like a main character. If you think about it, like Hocus Pocus was a movie that came out in the 90s. They did a reboot of it recently about these three witches that came back from the dead because they were like reawakened by this student. And one of the characters, I think they were human, but they became a cat, I think, named Binks. It's like a black cat. I think that's actually one belief about cats, like in the US, a superstition that black cats are evil. And I actually hear that a lot of black cats aren't adopted because of this like belief that black cats like bring bad luck. Like it's like they're associated with witchcraft. So they have like a negative connotation. So a lot of black cats, like completely black cats, are not adopted, which is sad.
That's true.
But there's a lot of depictions of it in media that go back to like history that
Long
black
time,
cats
right?
are not.
Yeah.
They're like evil, like in a way. Also, like Sabrina the Teenage Witch is also a cartoon. I think it was a book where Sabrina, she's a witch. She goes to school, but her companion is a black cat because she's a witch, right? So there are a lot of these like portrayals of cats, black cats, that are associated with like magic and fantasy and things like that.
Yeah, even the Ghibli, the Kiki.
Yeah, Kiki's Delivery Service. Yeah,
Yeah.
Gigi, right,
Yeah.
is a black cat because she's a witch.
Yeah, it probably came from the the original idea of the Western understanding, because I think the animation is portrayed with the Western world. I think so. It inherits the same idea
with the like Western kind of like folk tales or like
and like you turning into cat form. I think it's probably more common thing that I see in the media. Whereas in Japan, I don't know if that's a common thing that I see. Cat is like a cat. You don't turn into a cat.
like it's already a cat.
It's already a cat.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's not like a transformation thing that you just do. That I think I see in some of the witch like a based like a Hollywood movies.
Yeah. Do you prefer cats or dogs?
Well, I definitely prefer cat. I had a dog.
Yeah.
But they're very high maintenance. And for me, waking up at 6 a.m. and having to come home on time to
like walk
calm them down and walk them,
make sure they poop and pee in the right place.
Isn't my thing. I want more automated,
automated
pet who can take care of themselves. And in bulk, I can take care of like, scooping up and stuff. But that can be done anytime. Like I can come home later.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about attending. How about you? Like,
I mean, I do like how cats are more independent. And there are like really cute cats. They are, I think, because also cats are more selective, I guess, when they want to be like affectionate. It's kind of nice when they're like, oh, I feel like snuggling up or like being close to you. Then you appreciate it more because you're like, oh, normally you don't want to be near me.
Yeah, you grab them and they'll try to escape from you too.
Yeah, but then when they actually approach you, then it feels more special because it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
But yeah, Luna's like, you should like me better than a dog.
Yeah.
But I think for dogs though, that I feel like it is nice that they just appreciate you regardless. Like that is a nice feeling. And some people, they would prefer that, or it's better for them to have like more of a obvious sign of affection. Yeah. Than like, about this creature, I'm not sure if they're going to give me affection or not. Like some people probably need more of that because they're not looking for, that's not what they're looking for. Like humans, I feel like are already kind of selective in a way. So they don't want that in an animal or like a companion that is a pet. So
maybe it has to do with the 5 languages of love.
Yeah, maybe. And I feel like maybe people who, I mean, let me know if in the comments, like maybe people who prefer dogs also prefer to take care of things. Like they just really like to take care of things. Like they're maybe more like parental, like have this like strong desire to care for something versus maybe if you're a cat, you're like, well, I want you to be independent. Like you're just kind of like my roommate instead of like my caretaker, type thing.
Yeah, I think I see Luna as like kind of like a roommate, like just roaming around, and we don't ask anything from each other.
Yeah. I feel like in a way I've noticed that cats kind of mirror their owners, like the personality in a way. If like you're calm, your cat's probably going to be more calm, or if you're like excitable, your cat's probably going to be like maybe excitable in a way too. Like, I think Luna's pretty quiet in general. She kind of is wary of people she hasn't met. She kind of like tries to stay away.
Yeah. She kind of go hides unless she's hungry, and then she'll come out.
Yeah, but then even then she's like,
Yeah.
I remember it was a few weeks ago. We had friends and coworkers that came over. They were working in front of her food dish, and then she was in the bedroom. And then she wanted to eat because it was about her dinner time. And she was kind of just peeking out from the room, just sitting in front of the bedroom door, way across from the food that was in the living room. And our friends were like, oh, she's standing in front of the door. I'm like, I think she wants to eat. They're like, oh, she wants to eat. So they all like moved that she could eat.
We have to feel like, or pretend like we're not paying attention. Right?
Yeah.
I have to do that when I catch her too. Like, oh, I'm not interested in you. And then I have to catch her suddenly from behind.
She probably senses it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the comment, let us know if you're a cat person, dog person, and if you love cat, but maybe you don't get to keep a cat or have a cat, but maybe you can explore Cat Cafe, starting to pop up more often in US. And please share any stories of cat because we love to hear and we love to share those. And every week we have these episodes coming out. We have a full episode like this that you can hit bell and subscribe to be notified. We also have shorts we produce every day, so you can get the snippets of our conversation. And we also have TikTok that you can subscribe to if you prefer that platform. But yeah, till next time.
Thanks for hanging out.